Hey, what is up guys, it's Camilla here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on things I wish I knew before going on my Erasmus. So I'm currently on my Erasmus in Vienna, Austria, and I've been in the city for about 2 months so far, and I've been studying in the university for almost 1 month. So I'm not an expert by any means. I'm still very much new to the Erasmus experience and to the city and moving abroad and being an international student, but I thought it would be really interesting to make a video on my current perspectives, and then when I finish my Erasmus to make another video of the other things that I've learned on my experience and on my journey, and things that I wish I knew and things that I learned. So I think it'd be really interesting to do a comparison of how I'm feeling 1 month in and how I'll be feeling a year after. It'd just be really nice to reflect and see, and just a little thing for future me to be like, it was okay, it was worth it in the end, because it just feels really overwhelming right now and there's just a lot of different emotions. So I think a video like this for other people who are also struggling in their first semester of Erasmus, in their first month, in their first week, who think everyone else is living this like perfect life, don't worry, I got you. I have about 4 points to make. Just general points. Also, if my makeup is all over the place and I look a bit off, it's because I was crying like 10 minutes ago about the death of Liam Payne yesterday, which is very random, but I am a One Directioner at heart, so it really just hit close to home. And like, my sister texted me and we were both like One Directioners and like went to the concert together, so it's just really put into perspective how much I've grown and how like it's been about 10 years since One Direction was a thing, and now I'm living in a different country alone, and I just could never imagine that my life would have turned out this way. So it really made me nostalgic and homesick in a way, and like homesick for my childhood. I don't know, that's a whole other topic that we can delve into in another video, but I'm just gonna go into 4 of the things that I wish I knew before going on Erasmus. So the first thing is, and I honestly didn't think that I would be experiencing this, I've never experienced it before, but imposter syndrome and not feeling like you're good enough. Courses I'm currently doing, they're not all in the discipline that I usually take at home, so I feel like a complete beginner because I do business and anthropology back home, but here I'm doing sociology and law and political science, and I've never like touched base on any of those topics. So when I go into those classes, everyone is obviously levels above me and they're answering questions. They know all these authors, like they've done so much reading, and I feel like an idiot sitting there like, I do not know what's going on. The way I'm trying to see it is, if I wasn't smart enough, I wouldn't have got here. I think it's just the beginning. Like, it is honestly just the beginning. It's just a weird feeling, like actually not feeling good enough and just feeling stupid. Like, I've never felt that way. I'd like to think I'm pretty smart, and just the fact that I don't feel it here, and then I'd come out of the classes like unmotivated. It's a very different system here in Vienna compared to Ireland, and I think that when I return to Ireland next year for my final year, I will be like levels ahead, because the classes here are longer, way bigger workload, higher expectations. Like, even like the pass here 60%, whereas in Ireland it'd be a 40. Like, I feel like I'll be working really hard this year, that next year it would just come naturally to me, whereas in my home university in Ireland, I feel like it's very relaxed. No one really cares. Like, I would kind of just half-ass, get away with it, so I can't do that here. I think this experience will really put my work ethic to the test. Also, it's literally the first month. Like, I can't expect myself to be a genius after being here for a month in topics I've never studied in. So I think I'm being a bit too hard on myself. It sounds like I'm talking all negative about the university system here, which is not the case, because I actually like how the classes are more intimate than they would be back home in Ireland. I know my lecturers first name basis. All the people in my lecture can actually talk to people. We have like class discussions, so I feel like in that regard, very nice. So my second point is, and it's pretty obvious, but experiencing culture shock. Especially when you move from a different country. Like, I'm fairly fortunate that I just moved to a country that was 2 hours away on a plane, but I've met people who have come from like Mexico and Chile and Australia and Korea, and like, I'm already complaining about like being like in Europe away from home, but these people have moved continent like halfway across the world, so it really puts it in perspective. I've experienced like a massive culture shock here, and it's mainly about how rude the people here are. And I know that's like a thing that you should know before coming to Vienna, that the Viennese are known for being rude people, but coming from Ireland, where the people are so friendly, so chatty, like so mannerly, it's such a big shock. I feel like in a way it's kind of made me more rude, because I'm very used to opening the door for people and saying excuse me and sorry and please and thank you, but also the language barrier, first of all. But second of all, since no one does it here, it makes you feel less motivated or like rewarded to do so, because you'd be opening the door for people and holding it and 10 people would go in and not one of those 10 people would say thank you, and then you're like, why am I holding this door open for people? So then you kind of get into like the mindset of, well, if no one's being nice to me, then I'm not going to be nice to everyone. Probably how the population of like Vienna became known for being rude, because it was probably one person trying to do nice deeds and then not getting, you know, appreciated for it. So then they just were like, I'm just gonna be like everyone else. They have like different customs and like even little niche things, like when you're on the metro escalators, stand on the right, and if you want to get past, you have to walk on the left, and just seeing things like that. And you're not allowed to jaywalk, but like I jaywalk everywhere in Ireland, and it's just little things that you have to get used to and you have to know. And the people in Austria, well, in Vienna anyways, are very judgy. Like if they will see you on the wrong side of the escalator, they will stare at you, yell at you, or literally push. I've seen a girl yesterday who was on the left side actually get dragged to the right side. Like that's how serious it is. Or if you jaywalk, people will stare. Some people will even give out to you if you do so. So it's just little things like that where I'm not used to it, and I guess living here I'll get used to it. Saying all that does not mean that you shouldn't come to Vienna, that Vienna is not beautiful. A lot of the students that I've met in the university are lovely. The lecturers are lovely. Like I had this preconception coming in that they would be really mean and harsh, but the people in the university are lovely. Even in my student accommodation, the students are lovely, and even the people who work in the offices in my accommodation are lovely as well. So there is nice people, it's just harder to find, and especially coming from a culture where everyone's overly friendly. So coming here, it's an introvert's dream basically. I love Vienna though. I just wish that the people were a little bit more friendly. And then my third point that I wanted to make about something that I wish I knew about going on Erasmus is how lonely it would be. And I knew it would be lonely coming in because I didn't know anyone in Vienna before I came. I was coming alone. It was just something so incredibly new to me that I knew I'd feel lonely, but there's like a certain degree of loneliness that I haven't felt before, like being here. And it's also very easy to compare your experiences to other people online on Erasmus. Like you always see those TikToks or like the Instagram posts of people partying and being like, my Erasmus experience was the best experience of my life, but no one actually talks about the first while where you feel so lonely, where you haven't settled in, you haven't found your roots yet. Like you're still navigating like the new culture, the new way of life, like new friends, new university system. Like it's so lonely and it can be so draining as well. I noticed that when I've come home from lectures, I'd be incredibly tired from the content being really heavy, and also the fact that I'm meeting new people every day and talking to new people, and I'm trying to remember all their names, what they're studying, where they're from. Like it's just a lot. So I've literally been napping almost every day since I've been here, which is not good, but sometimes it feels like you're getting nowhere. Like sometimes it feels like I'm on 50 first dates where I'm like meeting up with these people, texting people to meet up or talking to people, and then trying to be friends, and then it like fizzles out and goes nowhere. I have like this expectation that, oh, I'm gonna find my best friend here. Like every person I meet needs to be my best friend, and that's not the case. Like you'll meet people, you'll talk to them, and you might never see them again. They might be your best friend, but it's just exhausting trying to make new friends and trying to see if the friendship will progress. People that I have met so far have been so lovely, have been so accommodating, have been so friendly. It's just also with timetables, like since university has started, everyone's busy, everyone's trying to settle in, everyone's trying to be an adult, so it's hard to meet up with people. I also think my parents coming over last week kind of set me back, and not like as in I'm homesick again and I want to go home, but in the way that like when they were over, I kind of neglected my studies and then kind of neglected hanging out with people, and then like adulting. So then when they left, I was like, oh, I have so much to do. I have so many people to text. I have so much work to catch up on. And now I've just been even more tired. My fourth and final point, which is that time goes by so quickly here. I'm saying that as if that's a universal statement. If you have been on Erasmus or you're on Erasmus, let me know if you agree with that in the comments below. But I think that being on Erasmus makes the time fly by so quickly in a different country. Like I actually can't believe I've been here for almost 2 months. It feels like I've been here for a week. I guess when the time flies by so quickly, it makes it hard to balance everything. In a way, it's a good thing that if you are feeling homesick and if you know you're going home or someone's visiting, at least you know the time will fly by up until that point. But also, it's just crazy. Like we're 2 months away from Christmas. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for 2025. And I guess in a way it's flying by for me, but for the people back home, it's not flying by. So it's like a completely different perspective. like for them time is dragging on, but for me, because I'm seeing something new every day, talking to someone new, there's so much going on. I'm gonna wrap this video up now. I'm trying to keep it as short and sweet as possible, and these are just the few things, the things that stuck out to me the most about things that I wish I knew before going on Erasmus, or even at the start of my Erasmus, that it's completely normal to feel these things. I'm hoping in a year's time when I'm done my Erasmus, I'll be able to make a video to see what else I learned and what else changed and the experience, and I think it'd be really interesting to reflect. If you have any other points to make or any other experiences that you had on Erasmus or at the start of your Erasmus, let me know down below if you're also in the same boat as me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful to you in any way, even reassurance, knowing you're not alone in this. Trust me, you are not alone. There is probably a million international students feeling the exact same way you do. No one just talks about it. No one talks about it. People put this idea on social media that it's the best experience of your life and you will find your group and you'll be out partying all the time. And it's okay if you don't. It's literally fine if you don't. It's just so easy to get caught up in seeing that online and comparing yourself and not enjoying your experience because you believe it should be in a certain way. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to do that. Well, that's all for me today, and hopefully I will see you soon with more Erasmus content or who knows what. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye guys.